lying to you, saying nothing's going on, and it's her that he's cheating with.
Yeah, betrayal is really a devastating thing. At the end of any marriage is very sad.
L.Y. lying to you, saying nothing's going on, and it's her that he's cheating with. The betrayal is really a devastating thing. At the end of any marriage is very sad. At 60, Shania Twain finally spoke the words her fans waited decades to hear. For years, whispers followed her everywhere. People talked about the dark secrets from her childhood. They wondered about her mysterious health problems. They gossiped about her husband's shocking betrayal. But Shania stayed quiet. She smiled for the cameras and kept singing. Now everything has changed. In a recent interview, she confirmed what everyone suspected, but nobody dared to ask. The truth about her past is more disturbing than anyone imagined. Shania Twain was born on August 28th, 1965 in Windsor, Ontario. Her birth name was Elin Regina Edwards. When she was just 2 years old, her parents split up. Her mother, Sharon, raised her and her sisters alone until she married Jerry Twain, an Ojibwe man who adopted the girls and gave Shania his last name. They all moved to a small mining town called Timons. Life there was hard. The house was small, cold, and often had no electricity. Sometimes they didn't even have enough food to eat. Shania later said the family moved often, sometimes 3 times in 1 year, just to get away from unpaid bills. By 1968, when Shania was only 3, she was already singing songs at home. Her mother noticed her voice and pushed her into small talent shows. Even though they were poor, Sharon would drive her hundreds of miles just so she could sing. By the time she was 4, Shania Cowell played simple songs on a toy guitar. The winters were freezing, sometimes dropping to minus 30 degrees. They survived on hunted moose, caught fish, and meals made of bread and mustard. In 1970, when she was 5, she won her first talent show prize, a ribbon and $5. That same year, Thief Emily's money problems got worse. Jerry, her stepfather, had a terrible temper. He beat Sharon, sometimes in front of the children. At just 6 years old in 1971, Shania performed on a local radio station. While other kids played outside, she was singing in bars at night, trying to help her family earn money. Sometimes she stayed up all night practicing, and in the morning, chopped wood to keep the house warm. By 1973, when she was 8, she was singing in bars after midnight. It was dangerous. Some men in the audience were drunk and even tried to touch her. One man once grabbed her. She started wearing tight bras to hide her growing body. Even though it was scary, she kept performing. She made $1.20 for each show, which helped with food and bills. By 1975, she had done more than 100 bar shows. That year, she was only 10 and she started writing songs. She wrote to escape the pain and fear of home. One song she wrote was called Mama, Won't You Come Out to Play? It was about her mother's depression. Sharon sometimes stayed in bed for days, and Shania had to take care of the whole family. In 1975, something terrifying happened. Jerry beat Sharon so badly, he pushed her head into a toilet. Shania thought her mother was dead. She hit Jerry with a chair, and he punched her in the face. She was only 10. That same year, Jerry started touching her in ways that were wrong. To protect herself, she started wearing more than one bra, hoping to disappear. Police came to the house many times, but nothing changed. They even ran away to a women's shelter once, but they went back. By the time Shania was 13 in 1978, she was performing at local events regularly. She sang on the radio and appeared on small TV shows. But the pain at home never stopped. She often went to school hungry and was too ashamed to tell anyone. Her mom kept pushing her to be like Tanya Tucker, a famous young country star. Even though it meant risking her safety. In November 1987, everything changed. Shania was 22 when her mother and Jerry were killed in a head-on crash with a logging truck. They were driving to a job site near Kapuasing. Shania got the call from her sister. She was shocked and heartbroken. She had to leave her dreams behind and take care of her 3 younger siblings, Carrie Ann, Mark, and Daryl. She gave up everything to raise them. In 1988, she got a job singing at a resort in Huntsville called Dearest. It was a fancy place with big shows, and she performed in front of hundreds of people every night. She worked there for 5 years from 1988 to 1993. It was her first real job as a singer. She sang, danced, and acted while still being a full-time mother to her siblings. She put her music dreams on hold to keep them fed, clothed, and in school. In 1989, when she was 23, she finally moved to Nashville. She used her stepfather's last name and started calling herself Shania Twain. She signed with Mercury Records, but her demos were rejected at first. The Nashville crowd didn't like her mixing country with rock. She cleaned houses to pay for singing lessons and sometimes didn't even have a place to stay. Still, she kept trying. By 1991, a producer named Nora Wilson noticed her and helped her land her first album deal. But when her debut album came out in 1993, it didn't do well. It only sold 100,000 copies. She earned just $1 for each sale. She had no control over the songs, writing only one track herself. It was in her style. Critics like her voice, but the album didn't feel true to who she was. That same year, in 1993, everything changed again. A famous rock producer named Robert John Mutt Lange heard her music and called her. He had worked with the Leopard and AC/DC, that he believed in her voice. They started working together and quickly fell in love. They got married in December that year, just 6 months after they met. Together, they created her breakthrough album. Shania Twain was 28 years old when she released an album that completely changed her life. On February 7, 1995, The Woman in Me came out and shocked the country music world. It didn't sound like anything Nashville was used to. It had a pop feel to it, and additional fans weren't ready. But it worked. The album sold more than 12 million copies in the U.S. and was certified diamond by 1997. Songs like Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under climbed the country charts, and Any Man of Mine became her first big hit on the pop charts, too. What no one knew was that while she was recording all these songs, Shania was already showing signs of Lyme disease. Her voice was getting weaker. She didn't know what was happening, but she kept going. The lyrics she wrote talked about strength and independence. She wasn't just singing country songs. She was building something that pushed against Nashville's old rules. By 1996, the album had sold 20 million copies worldwide, changing the sound of country forever. At just 29, while working on that same album in 1994 and 1995, Shania wasn't just singing, she was fighting behind the scenes, too. Most people didn't think a woman should help produce an album, especially not in country music, but she fought to have a say. She had lived through poverty and abuse growing up, and she wasn't about to let anyone silence her again. In her 2022 documentary, Not Just a Girl, she shared how some of her lyrics were inspired by painful memories, like when she rewrote lines in If You're Not in It for Love to speak up against how women are often treated. She had also gone through a miscarriage scare in 1993, and now she was trying to balance her music with new motherhood. Despite all that, she didn't back down. She got her name listed as co-producer, something very few women had at the time. Her fight changed how women were seen in the studio. Later that same year, Shania launched her first major tour across North America. From 1995 through 1996, she performed in over 150 cities, making more than $10 million from shows. Sometimes she opened for Brooks and Dunn, but soon she was the main act. In August 1995, she performed in front of 20,000 fans at the Sky Dome in Toronto. She wore outfits that showed her stomach and danced across rock-style stages, which caused some people to complain, but it helped her connect with more fans outside country music. During this show in July 1996 in Saskatoon, a stage malfunction nearly made her fall, but she turned it into a smooth moment on stage. By the time the tour ended in December 1996, she had visited 120 cities. Each show had about 18 songs, including some fans had never even heard before. She was now not just a singer, but a powerful performer. On February 28, 1996, she won her first Grammy Forbes Country album. She was 30 years old. This should have been a moment of joy, but instead, it came with a lot of hate. Country radio stations started pulling her songs. One Nashville station even sent out a memo calling her music a bubblegum betrayal. She even received death threats. Her sound was too pop for some people.